is one name I love to call, the name of Jesus. Demons can't withstand. No other name I know can deliver. At the mention of the name, every knee must bow.
It's good to have you join us again for your favorite program. This is Close Flow, coming to you from Nta2 Lagos Network Center, and we are forever delighted that you're going to be waiting to get to meet yet another distinguished Nigerian who actually is so passionate about the story of Nigeria and how that narrative can get all of us to be informed and, of course, also ready citizens to tell the story of Nigeria differently. Today again, we are going to meet yet this distinguished Nigerian who will be sharing with us some perspectives about nation building, about nationhood, but principally telling us about where our faith, our conscience as a people can actually be properly modeled to be sure that our country becomes one of the greatest nations on the face of the earth. Now, what are we looking at today? We are looking at the fact that, we have a guest who is actually, I don't want to say the sex yet so that you don't get into the position of where your opinion should lie, but we have a guest who is very powerful in conviction about how Nigeria can become one of the greatest nations here on earth. Our guest also is a strong advocate of national goals, a leader of citizens with conscience. And we also have somebody who for almost, almost two decades plus, that is over 20 years, has been setting people free from their fears on what the future holds for them. So what are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at, what is raging across the world. We have economic hardship. We have escalating insecurities. We have international conflict. We have all manner of fearful situations in many parts of the world, in many parts of the globe, even in our country, Nigeria. So we are saying, can our faith, can our conviction, can our orientation, can our reality about life actually help us to overcome all these, as it were, bloody situations everywhere? Well, I don't have the answers. All I can do is, on your behalf, represent your interests by asking our guests some of the salient questions on how we can overcome these bloody situations. So stay with us, get to meet our guests, and then we shall roll the carpet. And there you have our distinguished guest for today. That is Dr. Margaret Ade Mayaki. You're welcome to Close Flow, Dr. Mayaki.
Thank you very much.
All right, great. You are a prophetess. That means you are a servant of the Most High. How do we greet you when we want to address a distinguished personality like you?
Well, you just address me as normal. There's nothing.
There's nothing special. There's nothing special. You are not asking for anything special.
Prophetess, and some say doctor. So anyone. I'm not first.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us on the show, all the way from UK.
Sir.
Thank you very much. Now, very quickly, we know Dr. Margaret Mayaki. We know that all through human evolution, we have come to learn that nation building is powered by both responsible citizenship and accountable leadership. We know that nationhood is powered by responsible citizenship and accountable leadership. So, where is the impact of faith in these key factors about life? Where does faith come in?
Thank you very much. Well, even if you're a Muslim, if you're a Christian, if you're African, if you are African religion.
Yes, traditional religions.
Religion is very, very important. Your faith in God is very important in nation building, because it's our faith in God that gives us that fear of God. So we don't say, assuming you're in a public position, or in the presidency, governor, or whatever position you are. When you are, if you have that fear of God in you, you know that that office is not meant to embezzle money, because the fear of God will be there. It's not. So your faith is actually meant to guide you right, to put that fear of God in you. You know, the reverential fear, not the one you're shaking, the reverential fear of God.
Yes.
So this way, it will help us as human beings to be better citizens, to know that, when you cheat others, you're actually cheating yourself. When you do evil to others, you're actually doing evil to yourself. So the faith, when we put our faith and confidence in God, it guides us right. It leads us right. Remember, even in the Bible, it said the candlelight of God. The Spirit of God is the candlelight of God. And He leads us, He guides us, He directs our paths. So as a nation, especially in Nigeria, that we claim that we are very, very religious.
Yes.
We have churches all around the corner. We have mosques. But sadly, I must say that some of them is not reflecting well. It's the fruit, not the gift. We can display gift, right? The fruit in you. If you say you love somebody, right?
Yes.
And we don't see that fruit in you, you are a joker. So it's not reflecting Christ.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay, great. Thank you. As always, you are very straight to the point. Not hiding anything, just making us say where exactly our faith should lead us, either we are citizens or we are leaders. Now, in the face of global economic deflation, businesses are shrinking or shutting down, but the reverse is the case with churches and mosques. We seem to be building many more churches or expanding the membership of mosques, whereas what should earn money for the community, for the nation, all those things are actually closing down. So what kind of ironic threat is that to our existence?
There's no harm, there's nothing wrong with building churches or mosques. But the principal thing we learn in the scripture is to build people. You might have a 100-kilometer church. If you don't build the people there, it's useless. We must build the people. The people in turn will build the church. We build the society.
Yes.
I think we're having misplaced priority. we should build the people, and then the people will build
the church.
Others. Because you know, if you're building churches and the moral decade in the society is worse, then we're not. What are we teaching in the churches, or what are we saying? What is the Muslim doing in their mosque? Build the people, build their character, build their personality. Let them know that they are valuable. Let them know that they can, with their hand, they can produce something that will be useful to them. Let them, when you preach the truth, when the truth is missing, you know, because it's as if what we are having, especially in Nigeria, let me use Nigeria, is that a lot of youths, they think quick money is the issue. No. When I was growing up, it's not quick money. You take your time to build your life in truth. Then later on, this money will come naturally. But we've changed it around now. Everybody wants to get rich quick. Everybody wants to, you know, acquire a house in Atlantic City or whatever you call Banana Island, you know, as they are called. Where is their source of the money? Where are they getting the money from? Where is the moral?
Where is the moral?
These are things we need to check.
Okay, all right. That again, you are saying to us that the moral or the morality must come before the money. Well, that is a new song to Nigerians, because actually that brings us to the issue of how can we really convert Nigeria's global reputation. We have this reputation as one of the most religious countries in the world, or one of the most religious nations on the face of the earth. Now, how can we convert that reputation into a godliness that will see us prosper and flourish like a nation, not our children killing or carrying out rituals just because they want to make money? How do we that reputation that we're one of the most religious nations, how can we convert it? How can we turn it around?
It starts, you see, when you said the oil runs from the head down, that means I'm starting from the leadership down. If the leadership is well, hopefully everything will go well. You see, when we're talking about, because people see you, I'll give you one classic example. Many years ago, I went to Thailand with a Nigerian passport. Do you know what? I was stripped. You know? Wow. They checked me and put me inside the X-ray to see if I was carrying drugs. And I came from UK, but I had a Nigerian passport. I didn't carry my British passport. So and now, after 6 months, I went back to Thailand and I took my British passport. Right? Yes. I was given a VIP treatment, no harassment. So what's the difference in the two passports? Is the image, the perception. Most people that see you abroad, they think, when they think of Nigeria, they think of 419, not honest, corruption. That's the kind of image that is running through people. So it will take a while for people to build the confidence and trust in you. But when they see other nationals, even though there's no nation that is perfect. Yes. But for some strange reason, I don't know why they have built this image. Like in Thailand, the reason why they stripped me as a Nigerian was because in their prison, majority of their prisoners were Nigerian carrying drugs. So when people now see you as a Nigerian, they think, oh, this one, let's search her. Maybe she's carrying drugs. Especially if you are well dressed, they will look at you and say, oh, maybe she's a mule or she's a drug pusher or whatever. So we ourselves, we need to start from the school. We need to start from the foundation, from the primary school, secondary school, and the tertiary education, to begin to tell our children the truth. Then our leaders, they must show us that they are leaders. Because you see, for you to come to the government and say, okay, yeah, I'm a governor or I'm a senator or whatever, honesty is the key. Honesty, the truth. If you, our leaders, if you are not portraying, showing that, and then, you know, like now they think Nigeria is a crooked place. No, there are brilliant Nigerians all over the world. In fact, if you go America, UK here, and so many other countries, Nigeria is leading in so many, like in the field of education, in the field of medical treatment, and all kind of things. Yes, that image of Nigeria that we ought to be selling out, portraying out, is not showing. What people just think as a Nigerian is they think you're a 419, you're a
criminal
boy, you're crooked, you're corrupt. That's the first thing. So when you say, where are you from? I said, I'm a Nigerian. They say, oh, you're Nigerian. Your nation is very corrupt. And sometimes I get very mad. I say, no, your nation is corrupt too. Every nation is corrupt. It's just that maybe ours is being highlighted in a negative form. So I think we need to do more in the area of publicity, trying to sell the good things that Nigerians are best at,
Thank you for that.
I think we need to come around to good publicity, education,
yes,
enlightening the public. When you are in a position of authority, it doesn't mean you should go and steal. You are a servant, just like me as a pastor. I am a servant of the Most High God. So I should not think because people are coming. I don't have a church, but I run a global ministry. So if some of them that have, it doesn't mean because you are a pastor you should be stealing.
Okay, we are going to come to that. We are also going to come to that, again, germane point that you have raised about responsibilities, either as a leader, or either in the church or on in the office. Now, as a prophetess, what are prophets really? What are prophecies about? So what are prophecies about hidden agenda on how to overcome failures in life, or do they provide more fundamental impact to our lives? Yeah, as a prophetess, so how do you explain to us what prophecies are?
A prophet is a mouthpiece of God. And then a prophet, in the olden time, we call them the seers. So, but in the New Testament now, both the seer and the prophet are one. So the seer, I explained what the difference is. A seer is when they are speaking, saying, oh, the Lord is showing me. So it's pictorial. Those are the seers.
Okay.
But the prophet will say, the Lord is speaking to my ear. So the Lord will download to your ear as a prophet. As a seer, the Lord will open your eyes, spiritual eyes, you can see like a film, like a television.
Yeah.
That's it. But they are both one in the New Testament. Now, prophecy is about foretelling, right?
Yes.
Prophecy. So we have in a prophecy, God can use you in the area of word of knowledge. Word of knowledge is what has happened in the past and presently. That is word of knowledge.
Okay.
Then word of wisdom is what is going to happen to you in the future. God can bring this, can download it to you. So the difference is time variance. Word of wisdom is future, word of knowledge is past and present. So when God gives us the prophecy, like I do get prophecies for various nations and leaders and individuals,
yes,
God is just sending you to that person. This is what the Lord is showing. It's for edification, it's to encourage you, it's to guide you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so all right. Well, we are going to take a short break quickly. Then when I come back, but let me just give you the number for us to be able to reach us, so that you can join this conversation wherever you are all over the world. Let us hear prophetess Dr. Margaret Mayaki tell us exactly how we need to rebuild our reputation as a nation. The number to call us are 070 3558 1849, 070 3558 1849. Reach us on those lines, on that line, so that at least we can read out your questions or your queries, to our prophetess. Maybe she can even say something about you. All right, thank you for staying with us. We still have the prophetess with us, and I'm sure all of you should be ready to ask your questions or to raise your queries about some of the things she's asking us to do, whether you are a leader or you are a follower. That's what she's saying, that nation building involves virtually everybody, no matter what position you occupy in the land. The number again, let me quickly run through that just in case you are joining us now. 070 3558 1849, 070 35581849. Take down the number and reach out to us with your own queries about what we need to do to change the narrative on our country. Prophetess Margaret, are you there?
The interruption.
Yes, you are back now. Yes, thank you. Quickly. Now, you have given us that we have the word of wisdom, then you have the word, of course, for us to know how to go about our lives. But now the question is that even amongst us, in terms of human relationships, currently many growth indicators are emphasizing the immense potentials that we have on the African continent. Now, my question to you as a servant of the Most High, shouldn't we therefore employ our faith, this humongous faith that we seem to have in Nigeria, shouldn't we employ that faith to serve as the trigger to fire up, all the underdevelopment we have in this country? Is it not possible for us to convert these potentials into realities?
Can you ask that same question again, because the line is breaking. So
okay, we are reputed to have many believers in Nigeria. Now we are also reputed to have potentials to become one of the most powerful economic nations in the world.
Yes.
So the question is, can't our faith, this faith that we say we have, can't we employ it and use it as a trigger to fire up the development of this nation?
Well, we can have something what I would call like community support or solidarity. That means that we can use our faith base for our community by coming together to support the community. In the area of economic hardship, like now we are Nigerians experiencing so much hardship.
Yes.
I think we can, so many churches, for instance, can come together, and supply a lot of things for people. Maybe they might even be stuff like food, money, medical treatment, and that way to alleviate the hardship, So we can give emotional support as well and assistance in finding solutions to so many things that is wrong in the society. I think our faith base should help us that way by coming together. If we come together, we can do something mighty than when we are working as an individual. So, which I think we should put our faith, our different denominations aside. Churches can just team up, especially if you're any area you are. Say you're in Magodo, you guys can come together, do something for that area. If you're in any part of Nigeria,
if you're in Ajegule,
Oshodi, all those places, you can come together and then put your mouth where your money where your mouth is. Help the people. So that's number one. And then our faith also can help us in peace building and conflict resolution. How do I mean? We can act as a reconciliation agent. When two people are fighting, the church is supposed to bring peace. It's supposed to be able to solve the conflict between the two people.
Yes.
Let me give you a classic example. When I was growing up, I'm from Okene in Kogi, Nigeria. Yes. I think that's the way forward for it. And then also the values and ethics. We need to also emphasize how religion teaching and values can guide our individuals and community to make ethical and responsible decisions, promoting harmony and reducing conflicts. Because if you look at yourself as a Christian, and you can love your brother that is a Muslim, then what? You are not serving God. In God is a God of love. God is a God of peace. So we should stop.
That would be this fact. One noticeable characteristics of the rich, that is the elite class, is that many of them who are in that category, they are very eager to learn, they are very eager to unlearn, they are very eager to relearn, they are very eager to invest. And they are also
Yes.
very, okay, before I close that quickly, somebody's online. Let me quickly attend to Jonathan. Prophetess, please listen to.
To start with public education, awareness. And this public awareness, we must start it from the top, because it's pointless if you're telling somebody who is selling food on the road, and you, the leadership, we are not seeing that leadership, good quality leadership from you.
Yes.
So whatever we are doing, let's start from the top. It will flow down to the bottom. Do you remember the time of Yaradua? Or in the middle, they are not stealing. So we must correct it from the top down. In politics, we must correct it. In churches, we must correct it. In business, we must correct it. And then we need good public awareness. Look, if I'm telling you, a little boy of 5-year-old,
yes,
if you give that boy is so aware.
It's for Engineer Jonathan. I hope Engineer Jonathan, you are happy with that response from Prophetess Margaret. But let's now go on with our own queries, because we still have a table of queries here with us. There are rumors or stories going around that we are seeing many pastors and imams actually who are more eager to call down fire on generational causes rather than generational bad habits. So why are our faith leaders, why are they?
Because they are liars. They don't. There's not. The truth is not in them. If they're content, if you want an employment, some of them they'll come and say, "See me later in the evening." Is that godly? It's not godly. Even students are experiencing it. Lecturer will say, "Unless I sleep with you, I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give you a good credit."
Yeah.
So we must know. No is no. If they say yes, yes is
yes.
And then we must see our money being utilized properly. Because as an oil-producing country, I don't see why we should be hungry. I don't see why we are borrowing like this. I don't see why things are gone. In fact, when I left Nigeria in 1979, Naira was 1 pound to 1 Naira. As of today, Naira is 1,240 Naira. It's sickening. So what has gone wrong? Something's gone wrong.
And that has to be fixed.
Are we not having good leadership? Leadership can come in any fashion, both from the government, from the church leaders, from the business world, even from the students. But we as elders, we must show them the true way. Because if my daughter or my son is seeing the way I'm behaving, and I go on the pulpit and I'm saying something else, it's fake. Hypocrisy.
Okay, all right. Thank you again for being very blunt and straight to the point. Thank you, Prophetess. Yeah. Now, one other issue that is raging, or that is, on the table in Nigeria again, will be the fact that women actually are regarded as a powerful foot soldiers of Africa's economic growth. Now, but are we not seeing that religious and cultural preferences, are they not keeping women in the kitchen and perpetually in the other room? Are we seeing women coming to the forefront of becoming change makers in the political environment, for instance, or even in nation building? Yes, Prophetess, we are waiting for you.
Yes, sir. You know, in the past, when education was nothing, I'll give my mother as an example. My mom told me that when she was growing up, she started in primary school.
Yes.
And then they withdrew her, saying she's a woman. Tomorrow she will get married, and then her brothers, they continue. The world has moved forward from there. I'm telling you now that we have women leaders.
Yes.
Even in Africa, in the world. So women are no more not to be seen, just a piece of wood sitting in the house cleaning. No. There's a lot of women in position of power. There, some of them are captains of industry. Just like that, even in the church, who would have thought that a woman would be a general overseer like me? You know, so the world has changed this way. So wisdom is the principal thing in all our getting. Let us get understanding. The women, nobody can look. I have 2 daughters that are master degree holders. They are doing well in their various endeavors. Even the men these days, a lot of women, they're having first class. They are in university. They've had doctors, professors. Women.
It's going to respond to some of the other queries that we have lined up here. I'm going to ask Prophetess again. If you look at the trajectories of modernization, don't you think, this might be difficult for you to accept, but don't you think that over-dependence on religion may not actually help us to grow to become a successful global community of people? Did you catch my drift there, prophetess? Prophetess, I think we lost you there. Are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you for being with us. I said that if you look at the trajectory of modernization,
yes,
are you not worried that over-dependence on religion may not help us to actually evolve and become a global player in the world? Don't you have that anxiety?
Some people argue that people like places like China,
yes,
where they're not religious, that they're doing well and everything, and in some nations that they don't even believe in God.
Yes.
You might not believe in God, but the quality of your life, the way you portray yourself, like let me use say UK, right, for example.
Yes.
When there like war or any disaster anywhere, who do you think get up? Faith. We're supposed to come together, rally together quickly, then put aid out there. Why would a heathen that doesn't know God do all those things, and we that claim to know God, we are lacking behind? So something is not right. So as a faith.
Prophetess, 1 second. We have one of our viewers asking a question. He says, I think we have prayed enough in this country. Consequences must follow certain actions. In our presence, Dubai, which was a desert, has now become the tourist site for the rest of the world, even for Nigerians. Meanwhile, Nigeria is one of those that supported them those days. This is coming from Tulu, from Ilukpeju. That is Tulu from Ilukpeju. Let me say the second one quickly, prophetess. Another person says, Nigeria has a law guiding us, which is not being followed. How will the country prosper? How can the world see us better? We really have a long, long way to go. That is Monday from Lagos. So you have Tolu and Monday telling you that. So how do you respond to those queries, prophetess?
I didn't get the question of Tolu, but the second question I got it.
Okay.
So the second question that was asking, how do we have the law guiding us?
Yes.
We
have the law guiding us, but we are not obeying the law.
So I think we should bring back Operation Discipline that the Diabo gave us many years ago. We are not kids. If you tell a child, I have a grandson that is 1 year and 8 months. If I say to him, if I call his name and say, listen, what he's doing is not right, then I show him the reason why he's doing it wrong. We cannot be blaming everyone. And yet, we are not showing that example. If we say we are a corrupt free nation, then when I come into the office, from the messenger, the boss,
yes,
they think it's not about money, extortion. Because if you don't, if for your messenger it's fine to even move from A to B, you must grease their hand. It's wrong. So unless we do a total overhaul, truthfully, because nothing will move. We will just be washing it on the surface, but deep down it's dirty. We must start it from the head. The discipline must start from the head. When your boss will roll into work at 12 o'clock, what kind of boss is that? Some of them don't even come to work. Here in UK, don't go to work. If you are late 5 minutes, believe me, they will deduct your money. So discipline is must show what we believe. As you say it, do it. You can't, and then you live by example. You just can't be saying it. What are you saying? Look at during the election. Did you see what happened? People will literally carry the box and they are running away with it. And the whole world is looking at us as if, what kind of human beings are these? Look, I've lived in London. This is my 44 years. I have, and whenever there's election, all they do, they'll send me a letter. There's a school just 2 minutes from my house. I'll go there, put my vote. Nobody comes to me harassing me. So we must change. That's why I'm emphasizing from the leaders. When you are employing thugs to go and snatch boxes, what are you doing? So the second question from Tolu.
Yes.
Can I have that, please?
Okay, please quickly, producer, can I have this? Our guest wants to say the second question. Can we quickly have it online? Quickly. I think we have a technical matter there. We can't seem to track that question now. But you can still go ahead with your opinions on some of the things that we need to do. One thing that is again trending in Nigeria is that we have such a large population of the Gen Z, the next generation of yes. Now, but is it possible to mobilize this same large, huge generation to use both their digital knowledge and their faith now to change the story of Nigeria, to quickly accelerate economic development in Nigeria? You think it's possible, prophetess?
It is possible if we channel them in the right direction. We have the largest population in Nigeria. I think they said it's about 70% of our youths.
Yes.
Then when you engage them in training traits, they are very, very well skilled. If you see nowadays, you see a lot of young millionaires in Nigeria. They are very high. The IQ is very, very high. We must train them properly, guide them well. I don't think we are directing them well. That's why we're having so many armed robbers on the street, kidnappers, ritual killing. All these people, all these things are coming sometimes from this group. Why? Because we're not helping them. Show them the right way to go. Give them the tools necessary. Help them to start up if they want to start a business.
Yes.
It's not, look, what they are doing in Nigeria, they'll put a cup of rice, beans, they say it's palliative. It's a disgrace to our nation. That's not what the children need. The children need help. How to find their feet, to enter, to be able to do business, to maybe to do, to go, to have jobs. It's not by you giving them. Teach them how to fish, don't give them fish. Teach them how to fish.
Okay, all right. Again, that's another brilliant one from you. Teach the Gen Z how to fish rather than just dashing them fishes. Now, but there's something again that you just raised about the fetish. The fetish things that some of these young people are engaged with.
Yeah.
Now, it is also disturbing or a little bit alarming that some of these things are coming as rumors that most of the flourishing worship centers, both Christian and Muslim, once they have such a huge crowd of people around there, some of them are actually rooted in these fetish activities. We can't hear you again.
Yes, he said some of them are rooted.
Yes, in this fetish, yes.
Maybe some of them go to, that's what they claim, that some of them go to them for help. Some might be true, some might not, because you hear, they had one imam or one pastor.
Yes.
We are seeing it. Look, let me tell you, it's not everybody that's saying Lord, Lord me. Those are false individuals. They are not. The Bible says, by our fruit we shall be known. We've seen instances, and even the Lord has spoken to me concerning this. That's why God is saying that He's going to send His cleansing fire into some of these altars, because they have been polluted. If these children if they come to somebody, if I as a prophet now, you come to me,
not be the one to kill people. So what has conscience got to do with doing your job, or do they really have conscience? This is shame from Aja.
The Bible says, if you kill by the sword, you should die by the sword. If you kill by the sword, this is an innocent pregnant. You took the life of two people, for God's sake. Why should that person go free? This is what I'm talking about, corruption. Corruption. It has eaten very, very deep into our fiber. of the society. Somebody is in a prison cell waiting to be executed. So what are you keeping them there for? Tomorrow you say it's a parole. What parole is that? You know, I mean, we heard of some of the terrorists that are being sentenced there.
Yeah.
Before you know it, the prison will be open. They'll smash open the prison and they're out. These same people. That's what I'm telling you, that this, for us to clean this mess, our leaders need to be cleaned. Need to be cleansed of their some of them needs to be cleansed of their corruption. This is still part of what we're saying. This is why the moral in the society is. I mean, if I'm going from Lagos now to Lokoja, I'm scared still. Why? Because you don't know who is going to jump out and put a gun to your head. Sometimes you are even more vulnerable, especially as a diaspora. You come home, they can hear from your accent that this one is a foreigner. So you are a target. How will the nation develop?
We're going to make sure to share to uplink this chat with our guests so that all of you can also go back there again and share some of our thoughts to your friends and family on how all of us can actually participate in retelling how Nigeria can become one of the greatest nations